Welcome back to the EDgun Leshiy channel. Today is another great day for science as I've traveled to the farm to answer one of the top questions I got in the original airgun lethal video. How far would the 9mm Leshiy 2 be lethal? Well, besides answering the obvious question on the lethality of an airgun at long range, the underlying point of this video is safety. Modern day airguns are incredibly powerful, and these are not the BB guns that we had as a kid. We proved that in the initial video where we showed some close range results of shots to the torso, then a mag dump to the head of this ballistic dummy that I snagged from Ballistic Dummy Labs. They put sacks of red liquid to visually illustrate the effectiveness of what's going on inside. So if you see that, we know the round made it to a vital organ. For the long range testing, we're going to start at 100 yards and we're going to work our way out based upon what happens from here. So buckle up as we got a fun day of shooting these torso heads and some proud dad moments as my 12-year-old shows off her trigger skills. And always some fun with these new 25 cal exploding pellets out of her own pink Leshiy Classic.
Oh my God.
Based upon the damage at 10 yards in the first video, we're not even going to bother testing at 50, which we just passed right there. It will 100% be lethal. 100 though? I'm not so sure. And that's where our first ballistic dummy head awaits. Similar to the full torso that we used in the first video, these are 95% anatomically correct skin and skull thickness of your average adult zombie. Inside are actually condoms filled with red liquid to give us a visual cue that we hit a nighty-night spot. As you turn around here to our shooting position, you'll kind of see back there our bench, and I'll be shooting the exact same rig as before, the 9mm Leshiy 2 with the 450mm barrel that is shooting 77 grain JSB Haiti pellets at about 830 feet per second. The winds are relatively calm, initially at least, so I hold directly on the forehead looking through this incredible March FX 4.5 by 28 wide-angle scope. The pellets are painted to make it easier. Whoa! Oh my God, listen to those rounds coming in. Wow. The energy dump there, that just broke off the entire front of that skull. I dumped a mag in this, but clearly all it took was that first one. Let me finish off the rest of this mag, and then we'll go down there and take a look. Holy cow, man. Oh, it knocked down the camera. Yeah, that one got a little squirrely. I don't know if that's a dirty barrel there or just maybe a little wind, bad pellet, who knows. For the most part, though, they're all hitting that little... Let's watch this one. They're all hitting that spot just to the left center. Yep, right in there. I think that's like 5 in that little spot. Send a couple more here, and then we're going to go down and look at this thing. Oh, my God. Oh, yeah. Now the camera's tipped over. Yeah, that last shot was just off the reg a little bit, so it's going to be a little bit low. So time to head down there, and let's check this out. These torso heads are expensive, but thankfully a sponsor agreed to pick up the tab. As we walk out to have a closer look at the damage, give me just a quick minute to show off their new game, and then we'll get right back to the action. While I'm out here waiting on critters, I'm either cooking up new content for you guys, or I'm deeply engrossed in this epic world of today's video sponsor, War Planet Online by Gameloft. Hit the link in the description or in the pinned comment, and let's dominate this game together for free. On the road to victory, you'll be building your own personalized military base with an array of ground, armored, and air units, all set in this amazingly realistic world map. Your goal? Simple. Seize control of major cities like New York, Paris, Moscow, and Tokyo, and command your forces to battle against real players or AI opponents using the unique abilities of different lieutenants to level up your game. Speaking of lieutenants, they're game changers, enhancing your army bonuses and bringing special skills to the table. Each of the 6 lieutenants is unique, letting you fine-tune your military mix and craft a killer strategy. They're free to unlock at level 1, and let me tell you, Lieutenant Wolfgang, this dude is a player favorite. And Rambo fans, get this, the legendary John Rambo is now in-game. So download the game and then join Rambo First Blood event before August 6th for some explosive action and to score some limited time Rambo rewards, including the man himself, Rambo. War Planet is everywhere, and I mean everywhere. It's on iOS, Android, Huawei, Microsoft Store, Steam, and even Facebook Gaming. What this allows is that you can start your war campaign on a PC and then just keep it rolling on mobile. Thanks again to Gameloft's War Planet Online for sponsoring today's video. Make sure to join using the link in the description or pinned comment by August 6th to participate in the Rambo First Blood chain event for some mind-blowing action and limited time Rambo rewards. Alright guys, now let's get back to the action. The first pellet entered the forehead, kind of the frontal lobe area, and caused so much intracranial pressure that it just split the skull. I was thinking instant kill at 100 yards while I was shooting, but upon inspection here, it's without question not only lethal at 100, but this thing was an instant kill. There's bone fragments like 5 feet away as I was walking up. I mean, look at this. It pushed out through the back. Wow. Just so much damage. Yeah, 100% lethal, guys. Look at this. What a mess. I'm glad I bought 2 of these things, as, you know, this one is definitely done. Or is it? My buddy decided, as you can see there in his hands, he decided to grab his 223 that he was setting up, and instead of zeroing it, he just kept walking closer and closer until he could get one on target here. Oh, wow. Look at that. Slow-mo. That energy dump is crazy. Well, that detached our zombie's head from its neck. And if you disagreed with my analysis before, the thing is definitely dead now. Well, might as well get my hands dirty now. Maybe we can find some of these pellets. That's weird, sticking my hands in there. There was one. Oh, look at that thing. Jeez. I can see them all. Yeah, they're all in here. Let me just pull this thing apart. You can still see the paint. Look at that. These JSB Hades pellets, man, they just open up like crazy, and that is just doing an enormous amount of damage. My middle daughter has become quite the shooter, and I gave her the task on this trip of testing out ATN's new X-Sight 5 along with some top secret new pellets. Man, she loves the trigger on this Steyr, and who doesn't? So we brought the 22 Pro X Scout up for this testing event here. In addition to a proud dad moment for me, as I watched her just send mag after mag, I was pretty happy to see these pellets doing quite well at 50 yards. So more on these hopefully soon. The ATN X-Sight 5, by the way, is pretty awesome. It's like half the size. So if that 4K was super heavy and bulky for you, this thing might be your jam. I think I got a note from them saying that in the next couple of weeks, they were going to release the first firmware update. And then at that point, I think it's a thumbs up for me, just to flush out some of those initial bugs that are always going to be there with a new piece of software. All right, onward we go. There's room in the lane to go about 600 yards if I wanted to. But for right now, our second zombie, this thing is going to be sitting here at 150 yards. The wind started to pick up on this first shot, so I'm holding about 1.5 mil, but I should have held 2, as I ended up with a nice little cheek shot right there. The wind settled enough on the next few here that I was able to get some solid hits. Most were landing within the forehead to kind of upper nose range. That one right into the eyeball. Oof. The wind shifted a little into my face, and it pushed this one a little bit high, and it just went right off the dome. Keep that shot in mind, though. We're going to look at that when we go downrange and check this out. So there's no red liquid coming out anywhere. But I wouldn't want to be this zombie. What do you guys think? Are these lethal? Ooh, you saw a sneak peek right there. Ouch. That one at a minimum is going to require a dentist. Watch this last shot really carefully. Okay, right in the eye, kind of corner of the eye, but watch these side angles. Interesting. All right, so let's look at some of the damage here. This one just skimmed it, so that didn't do anything. But, all right, that is a significant crack in the top of the skull. That's the thickest part, too. That dark area there is fluid that's built up, and it's just underneath the skin, so it didn't come out. And our last piece of evidence here is right there. This is where I think there's like 4 pellets that were right there, and they were lodged right up against the upper part of the spine, right where it meets the skull. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? Before I push it any further in an upcoming video, I want to hear in the comments, was this lethal at 150 or not? After exploring how far these air guns are lethal, it really made me think about safety. Hang with me for just a second because I have a point here. But one of the most common questions I get is, why do I bait squirrels? Well, the answer is simple, especially if you just watched this video. The squirrels are in my yard regardless if there's food at the table for one or not. Baiting them allows me to bring them to a safe place where I have a proper backstop. It's always been about that. I've mentioned it in almost every single video for 4+ years, but some of you guys just don't get it. As my dad told me when I first opened up that Ruger 22, man, that was a sweet gun, by the way. The first rule of hunting or shooting is to know your target and what else, and know what's behind it. If you take one thing away from this video, take this. Modern day air guns are nothing like the BB guns that we have as kids. So know your target and know what's behind it. See you guys on the next one.